What is up, my dudes? It's Pac-Man here, and today I wanted to bring you guys another brand new episode of Or6 Analysis, the show where I take your footage and show you where to best improve. So today we're checking out my man Loka, basically a current Plat 3 who isn't overly confident playing in the rank that he plays at. Right, so he's playing in Plat at the moment, at low Plat. It's the first time he ever hit it, was last season. And he basically doesn't know how he actually managed to achieve that rank, doesn't feel confident in that rank. And that's common, man. There's a lot of people out there that, maybe they go on a big string of games playing with some good players or whatever, and they maybe get like boosted up a couple ranks. I'm not sure if that's what happened, or if you just kind of got into some good solo queue stacks, but sometimes you do get pushed up a little bit too high, and it can be intimidating, right? Especially when you're playing by yourself. So hopefully today we can have a look at your gameplay, and I'm not going to attach any sort of stigma to the rank that you're playing at. I'm just going to look at your gameplay and see what I can see, and hopefully we can give you some stuff to improve on here and now, and give you some sort of things to go ahead and work on to get your confidence level up. But yeah, without rambling on too much, let's get straight into it. So, just a FYI, by the way, my friends, there shall be no pen today, no epic pen, as you can obviously see. Oh my God, as you can see, I'm in my sling, still fresh out of surgery. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to I'm not going to try and draw with one hand. I'm using my mouse with my left hand, which is going to be weird because I have a flip cam, so this is going to look like it's my right hand right now. But it's not, it's my left hand. My right arm is in a sling, so I'm sure I've just tripped a few of you guys out, but here's what it is. Okay, so starting off, we're playing on Bank. You're on the Maestro. First thing that I noticed straight off the bat is your graphic settings don't seem to be very good. It looks like you're playing on too high quality, and your brightness, there's something off. It's like your brightness maybe, or just like the graphic settings are just a little bit off. I'll pop a link in the description to a video that I made about my personal best settings for visibility and frames. Just like competitive settings to make sure that you can see the enemy clearer, because your screen's looking very dark here. It's just looking too nice. It looks too real, and that's not good for competitiveness. So that's the first thing that I noticed. So the Maestro cams as well, not a massive fan of the placement. I don't remember where the first one went down, but that second one, I'd rather see them out in the hallway so that you can get that information and relay it to your team. So this one's good. Maybe another one further on in the hallway, the other end by the elevators, to just really secure that location and look out over Banana. I might just turn you down a little bit here. Even this is hard. Boom. Okay, so again, you're kind of looking at a whole lot of nothing right now. One thing that I just want to mention is I'm not sure if anyone actually did or didn't, I was just about to try and get my pen out, but shoot out the windows behind these barricades. So you need to make sure that you just shoot it out, just a few bullets, just once you hear the glass shattering. That means the window that's on the outside of that barricade is actually going to be, the glass is going to be broken, right? And that's going to actually allow you to hear if someone's rappelling on them windows, because if you don't shoot out them barricade, that glass on the other side, they're going to be able to rappel directly right up. You'll be able to hear nothing, and they can punch and take a quick little pre-fire at you, especially if you're on cams. So I would definitely make sure that you have the glass broken on them barricades. I'm not sure if you did or not. Again, just here, you want to be cautious, like to an extent. You want to be cautious playing on this position right here without having an ADS, because if the enemy team can't get rid of these bandits, one way that that's commonly used to get rid of bandit charges like this, when there's a hole above us, is just chuck a nade over. So you want to be kind of cautious, because usually they'll cook it. They'll cook the nade and then go boom, and it'll bounce over. So just be aware of that. There you go. That's actually hilarious. There you go. Pac-Man always knows. So again, one thing you gotta be aware of, right? When you're playing on defense, is you want to always make sure that your bases are covered. So I think there is already someone looking at this door. But a good kind of habit to get into when you're defending is to just try and make sure that the enemy team can't, like, that you're not watching, two people aren't watching the same angle. That you can make sure that you've as much positions covered as effectively as possible. So having two people focused in on the janitor door it just doesn't really make sense. So I'm not sure where you guys might be lacking. Probably main stairs, conference, or banana. Well, let's see how this plays out, because right now it looks like you're kind of tunnel visioning all three almost. A tunnel visioning. That was what I mentioned about the yeah. Oh. That was what I mentioned about the glass as well. It's unfortunate because you would have been able to act on that information or relay that information to each other a little bit sooner if you'd shut out the glass, because you would have heard him on repel, heard the Zofia on repel. Okay, round 2. So yeah, just always be aware of that, guys. Make sure that when you're defending, you're making sure that basically just that you're making sure that your bases are covered, that you're watching as many entries as possible and not doubling up if it's not necessary. So you're playing the smoke. You got the smoke, Cade, Jaeger, Legion. It's a pretty good setup you got. This wall right here needs to be reinforced. Hopefully that Cade does it. Yeah, and you're putting a shield down in front. That's fine. What I would also be tempted to do is, I wish I could, man, it's actually so much harder to do this without the epic pen now. But follow the mouse. What I would be tempted to do there is I would be tempted to shotgun out holes there, right? Just so that if you can kind of like, you know, contest the hatch if they get that control. Basement's a really weird site in terms of defending, because if you cradle and you don't have, like, we're turtle, sorry, and you don't have your sight set up correctly, it can be really, really easy for the enemy team to just squish you in and get a plant down. There's very little you can do about it, especially if you're not, you know, putting on a deep roam or a good roam. But you want to make sure that, like, eventually, usually the way the basement works out is eventually they will have you squished in red hallway or, you know, somewhere like that, or down by elevators. They'll have you squished and they'll be going for an execute. So you want to make that denial as easy as possible and give them enough angles to watch. So by shooting out a line of sight here, it gives them more things to be cautious about, not just this one rotate that you're playing on the shield. Plus you can attack the hatch. And it's just a good rotate. What you can also do is you can also pair it up with not reinforcing this garage wall. I'm not a big fan of this reinforcement, if I'm honest with you. I'd rather see someone playing in garage. When you're playing in ranked, you don't really need to have that reinforced. In general, you don't, but like in ranked, it's probably better to just have like a dock, even the Legion with the 1.5, just holding down garage. And then you can use that real long angle through this garage. If you shotgun out holes in this as well, this wall here, and in this wall here, you can do long angles deep and deny plant and kill people from garage that are in servers, right? So that's a nice angle to have, and I wouldn't, that's why I wouldn't reinforce that. I'd be more keen to open up that line of sight with your shotgun. Man, if you just start doing this now, should have waited just a second. But yeah, I'd even put that a little bit lower so I could actually see what I'm shooting personally. Ever so slightly lower, but you're getting it open so that you can kind of contest the hatch. I get it. So pairing that up with that long garage angle is really nice. Okay, so 2 minutes into the round, another place that you could potentially play with your shield is blue stairs. You probably want to have someone on blue stairs, especially when you have a Cade in play. You probably want someone on blue stairs in servers to try and stop them getting server control as early as possible, or as early as they please. Jaeger's fighting in hatch room. You don't want to be contesting hatch from the room. You've had someone drop. It's a 2v5. That's a nice shot. That's a nice shot. You guys are in trouble here. Garage. You've got pressure from server, pressure from garage. You missed the shot. That's unfortunate. Them bars can be difficult. Look, there's nothing I particularly like. It's not necessarily your fault there. You got put into a 2v5 pretty early. I wouldn't have really left my post as smoke. That's kind of your position to play on that red reinforcement, because you can smoke glitch, you can do a few things like that. But that's the problem with not having the correct setup. Now, the Cade isn't going to be as effective when you've got a Thatcher, and neither's a blue hold. So maybe consider getting that Thatcher ban done, and that's why you often see the Pro League players, Thatcher's often banned. Excuse me, I just choked a little bit, but Thatcher's often banned because the game is so different when he's in play. It's not because he's like incredibly OP or anything like that. Like, he is powerful, he's very powerful, but it's like two separate games. The way that you structure a defense with Thatcher in play versus structuring a defense with Thatcher banned is very different. So maybe consider banning him and then going for a strat like what you've got now. So apologies in advance if this is like a little bit slack. It feels really weird not being able to use the epic pen, and I haven't done coaching in like 3 weeks. I've just been literally just recovering. So so apologies if it comes off a little bit slack. Hopefully you guys are still getting some value from this. Not loving this position, I won't lie to you. It's just, it's not, like that hatch really shouldn't be open for the most part. It's not, that angle's not powerful enough. You're gonna have to fall off it like now. Yeah, or else you're gonna be, yeah, dead meat shortly. So you're going for the roam. What I would do is I would definitely be telling your teammates. By the way, Loka did actually mention that he's, that's unfortunate. Loka did mention that is the way that the video recorded, the calls didn't come through, so he is making calls here. So I'm not going to comment on that. Let's take a look at this this gunfight here, right? This is just, this is unfortunate. And this is kind of like, I guess, a bit of confidence, isn't it? Like, just here, you miss a couple of shots. The crosshair placement's very low, because you only need one shot to the head, right? Crosshair placement's really low. The Ash comes back in with Pika's advantage. I just wouldn't stop shooting. So when you're in a situation like this, as soon as you see this Ash, right, as soon as you catch a glimpse on her, either give yourself a second to line that shot up properly, you know, give yourself just half a second and then strafe out here and take your shot once she's not looking at you, or else once you commit. Don't stop firing there. Just keep going. All right. Round 4, you're on the ace this time. I feel like the ace, that support role is going to suit you a little bit better. Without coming across rude, it just seems to me that you'll be better suited in a support-based role, more so than like a fragging-based role. You can just by like plainly looking at your mechanics. It's a bit biased, but just by looking at the mechanics. Okay, we're 30 seconds in. You're getting the drone out. We're going to drone trading. Got the Aruni. Aruni, I'm pretty sure that's what she's called. I haven't even had a chance to play this season. How devastating is that because of this? Ah, it's killing me inside, man. I just really want to try that out. How is she? Let me know in the comments. Is she useful? Because I haven't even been really watching that much Siege. Is she useful or like, what's she like? Okay, so one thing to mention on really quick is it's a minute into the round now. There's not a whole lot going on. You did throw a drone through trading. There was nothing in trading, but as soon as you kind of went to the hallway, the drone got shot, and you don't have anyone on your team acting on that information. So when you're droning as a support player, you want to make sure that your teammates are acting on the information that you give them. So when you're droning, you need to be calling out what's clear and having a purpose, or else you're just wasting drones and you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to take any map control. So always drone with a purpose, and start off with like an idea, right? So let's say for this map, what might be the idea, what a common way of doing is just getting open the 4 CEO walls, right? So droning out Skylight, droning out trading, you know, maybe have you on Skylight preparing and droning from up there. Opening up that double door on Skylight is imperative. Now the Ash comes through and the drone is kind of wasted already. Now there's no droning for her, right? So it's far more important for you to be droning that Ash than to be just droning nothing, right? So drone economy is super important. It sounds simple, but it's something that people mess up all the time. Like the timing of your drones, right? And so now, like, it's a minute and 30 into the round, so you're already halfway through the round. You do have you've got man advantage here. You got 2 extra picks, so you guys have done well in that regard. But like realistically, the enemy team probably shouldn't be giving you them picks. So it's again, I've spoken about this in the past. It's unfortunate sometimes that things like this don't get punished more because. Like, you know, even though you guys have 2 picks, it's a minute and a half into the round. You guys have basically you've got very, very little map control here. And now you're only starting to put pressure on site. And, you know, against a solid team that's not giving things up, you're not going to get away. That's going to come back to bite you hard. Wasting that much time, right? You've still got a drone. You're kind of just naked peeking things. Like, even if you don't want to drone forward, you can even just leave a drone on the bottom Skylight so you don't need to worry about your flank, get one of your dead teammates to watch it. But I would probably be using my drone currently to drone forward. Or maybe I would leave a flank drone and then just go in there and aggressively face check things. Potentially, you gotta make something happen. It's come from a 5v3 down to a 2v2 real quick. No trading happening.
We know the banana.
That's unfortunate. Look, that round's a little bit of a yikes, but like, don't take it to heart. That's how most people or most attacking rounds go from, like, you know, lesser experienced players. That's how they kind of look, right? Defending is far, like, stronger for the most part. And it's because of simple things like that, making sure that you have a plan, that you're working towards an objective, make sure that you're droning with a purpose, make sure that there's someone taking control based off your drones. Have you got more drones in your pockets? Are you using all of your drones throughout the end of the round? Like, what control do you have? Without kind of having a solid grasp and understanding of those things, it's super difficult to give any real actionable advice. Okay, you guys are down 3-1. It's match point. You got the Monty and Habana. No Thatcher in place, so hopefully they don't bring the Cade. It looks like they're going to go for a... Where's the Monty? Usually the Monty... Oh, yeah, he's got the bomb. They're going for a dirt place. They're looking to take blue control really quickly. You get spawn peaked. It's unfortunate. You lost your drone at the start of the round, so you couldn't kind of re-drone that. It's a bullet hole. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, the Chunk is trying to make something happen still. Your two teammates need to get in there and help. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man.
GG guys, well played.
Yeah. So, look, just with that last round there, it's unfortunate. You get killed from a bullet hole. It kind of sucks you don't have anyone spawning with you to trade. But that kind of, you know, that's the unfortunate part about throwing your drone in and losing it at the start of every round, right? Your drones should be there to help you get into sight, or to help you get into the building, the initial building, right? And to just stop you from being spawn peaked, right? Drone economy is so important, and it's something that I brought up now for both your attacking rounds. It's unfortunate that I don't get to get more of a look into kind of more rounds and see what else is going wrong and give you more like actionable advice, but you need to kind of work on the basics and the fundamentals first in order to then start to work on the more intricate parts of Siege, right? I promise you guys, if there's one thing that you take away from this video, I promise you that the most important part of improvement and the best way to get better at Siege and to, you know, improve is to really just focus on the fundamentals. Droning, teamwork, trading, callouts, crosshair placement, you know, recoil control to an extent, and working with an objective, working with a goal. Just like real fundamentally basic principles of not just Siege, but of just, yeah, you know, of first-person gaming, of search and destroy based gameplay. Without really understanding those features, it's just you're kind of hitting your head against a brick wall. It's going to be very difficult to improve. So don't go looking at like, you know, complex, you know, executes and you know, flashy plays and stuff like that without understanding how the game is supposed to be played. All right, so yeah, go ahead and go and try and implement some of that. Try and really put a focus on some of those things that I spoke about throughout this game, and see if you spot a difference. This last round here with that's a good example as to why you shouldn't just really go for server control straight off the bat. It's much more effective to just use your drones to take control of the site. Initially, during prep phase, you can have your drones dotted around upstairs to make sure that you don't have to drone the entire site. So you can clear out top floor before the round even begins, right? And then you can, you know, take control of second floor, first floor even, and then kind of trap them into basement and then do what you please. Start peeling the layers of the defense back. That's a much more effective way of taking basement on bank. Pushing server has its obvious flaws, as you've seen throughout the video. But don't be too hard on yourself, my friend. There was some good parts of the some good parts of the gameplay, and everyone has bad games in the same respect. And one of the biggest things about Siege is the confidence, right? You have to have the confidence, you have to have the belief in you. And the best way to be confident is to be prepared, right? So spend time in T-Hunt, tighten up them mechanics. Focus on the fundamentals, and in no time you're gonna be looking at Plat 2 like, what's going on up there? You know, you won't be worrying about do you belong in Plat 3? You know what I mean, man? So best luck with the journey. Be sure to keep me posted. And again, guys, sorry if this comes across a little bit rusty. This is my first one that I've done in a few weeks, and yeah, I haven't even looked at Siege since the start of this new season due to the injury. But hopefully you guys can still take some value from it. And yeah, as always, if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help me grow so much. And yeah, we're coming up to close to Christmas, so hope you guys are getting your shopping done, and hope you're happy gaming, you know? But without wasting too much time, dudes, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.